Hey, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it as always. As I've said on the other videos, getting back in the swing of things, pushing forward, pushing past a lot to get back to you guys. I've missed being on here. I am pushing against a little bit of a glass ceiling with YouTube in that those two violations have never gone away. I've appealed and appealed, and they're taking down videos a lot in the background, videos that I'd forgotten about, but I'd like them to stay on the channel. So yeah, hit up the other videos, look up the Utopia videos, a lot of the videos that I put on down the line, the writing on the wall of what was coming, those lessons, because they're going, and I don't know which ones are going to be there, and I haven't got the time to be downloading them onto that black box thing and figuring out and keeping them really windy outside. That's a wheelie bin that's just gone. So yeah, if you want to catch them now just in case, because when they're gone, they're gone. But you know, that's the living word for you, isn't it? It moves forward and finds a way. So this is a general reading for the lovely Cancerians, the Cancer zodiac sign, and it is general. Take what resonates, leave what does not. No offense will be taken, but I would appreciate some engagement on the thumbs up or thumbs down, and sharing and liking, or well, no, that's a thumbs up, isn't it? Sharing. I'm going to slow it down. And making a comment, I found out recently, helps too. So even if you just want to leave a heart or something, I appreciate it. So for Cancer, let's go. You're impressing me, Cancer. And I'll go on to say why, of course. So the underpinning energy on the bottom of the deck, so the energy that's sort of flowing through all of the cards for me, is the Knight of Cups, and that's very apt for you guys. And so the Knight of Cups is obviously carrying a chalice. The horse is performative with its neck rounded this way, but also very relaxed in the hands of this knight. You can see that its facial features are relaxed. It's also, you know, in such a, my daughter would tell me, foraging nails, sorry. Oh, what's that? The prance, but there's a specific term for it where they're collecting or something, or so the body's very collected, they're very cool and calm and showy, yes, but in very much flow. It looks like they're dancing when they do it. I can't remember the term. Gaia will know the term, or somebody else there will know the term. I know for sure. So yeah, this Knight of Cups, his energy is of a relaxed energy about emotional messages, about emotional communication. He doesn't, he's not afraid to put forward his feelings, but it's done in a way of not from a triggered place when this knight is in the upright. It's in way of very having a great comfortability about his own energy, his own power and grace on top of his beast. That, you know, everything's just in flow here, and the message is coming through very honestly. There's an honesty behind this, and this might be for some of you that you're really feeling that you're getting those spiritual inroads from other parts of self, but also ancestral line, from the ether itself, from all of the wisdoms. There's not limitation here. You're absorbent of very clear messaging, and it's coming through, which is very apt for you, through the flow, through the emotion, through the chalice. And it doesn't feel poisoned at all. I feel like a lot of you Cancerians must be getting very clear, concise, grounded messaging A lot of you will be seeing synchronicities that are just guiding you, just not fast, not slow, just throughout the day, throughout the night, you're seeing this, you know, that rhythm, that thing that you tune a piano with, words. It's like a pyramid thing, and you tune it. And I used to love my grannies, and you set it with the balance as to how fast it goes, and you're on this very steady pace, like a heartbeat. Dum, dum, dum. There's no palpitation there. It feels like you get in number synchronicities through the day, song synchronicities, that somebody says something out of their mouth and even gets a shock themselves that they've said it and wonders why it came out their mouth. But you know that it's something that confirms a very channeling that you are having at that very moment. And it's through your waters, it's just flowing through you. So that's coming forward very, very strongly. And that includes you attracting in people around you that, for good or bad, are being very honest about what's in their chalice. Is it healing or is it poison? You know, is it distorted, or is it stagnant inside that chalice, or is it just whirling? Is it just, you know, living? Is it just flowing? Those are the messages that's coming through with the Knight of Cups so clearly for you guys and girls, dudes and dudettes, you know, that you just hitting that mark of, and that takes a lot of work in the self-knowing sphere, in the feeling comfortable with your abilities, with your ability to channel. It feels like you might have had a bit of a lull there, that the energies around you just weren't the best resonators for this very powerful side of you. So you might have been having that natural lull of like feeling like you couldn't quite get the precise, concise messaging that you usually get, but it's flowing back in again, and you're remembering that, oh, that was just a lull, and that's okay. There's things that can be brought out from my greatness in that period of time. But then this is my beat, this is my flow, this is my thing, this is my prance, and I'm collected with it, you know, and I'm confident with it. The horse can only dance like that because the rider's confident. It's confident in its power and in itself, and that not much from the outside will be able to trigger those emotions into something else that isn't organically yours. Like, you're not giving that energy away. You're not letting that be outside of you right now at all. Whereas maybe beforehand, maybe a month or two beforehand, you've been experiencing that, you've been letting too much from outside of you affect this beautiful flow that you have. But that was just an absorbent period, a shock absorber period. And then you've processed it, you're going forward with it, and you're back in time, you're back in the beat, and you're looking graceful while doing it. So the Nine of Wands comes out for you as the first card. Now, the Nine of Wands is, again, this really strong, steady card. You can see he's got, worn out, battered boots, but muscly legs there with the red robe. He's got his head bandaged, and these fertile ones behind him, this nine, number 9 being very special of all the possibilities. Behind this man, there is this rocky terrain, but he is standing on a completely flat surface while balancing himself even further with a staff, a very powerful conductor of energy. I picture this card banging 3 times with the staff, and you've got the 3, 6, 9, that all the other ones suck that resonance up. Now, it represents a discernment. It represents you're able to be in this balanced place while taking in the sights, while taking in the journey. And there's been a lot of endurance to this journey. It's took a lot of strength. It's took a lot of, you've gotten a bit battered and bruised, but the wisdom that's being created here and the fertility of that wisdom to be able to apply like the living wisdom to all aspects of life, and really be discerning and quite stern and strict about not falling into traps. Like you've let go of maybe that previous energy of where you'd gone a little bit too far into the people pleaser mode in certain aspects of your life, and that brought about a lot of these bruises, a lot of these abrasions on the skin. And but then you've come into this balance because of that and drawn the lessons from that, and you're not doomed to repeat here. You're not wanting to go in a loop. That's not what you're planning, or the energies that are supporting you are saying this month going into January. Now, in the middle, you've got the number 5 major arcana, the Hierophant. And I think this is perfect for you with the 9 of Wands there and the Knight of Cups on the bottom of the deck. So the Hierophant speaks of bringing the esoteric, esoteric, and mesoteric to life. It really is the living wisdom, the living word. You can see, like the High Priestess, the 2 pillars of knowledge behind. And this card it's grounded in traditions. It's grounded in teachings. You can see the people at the front here with their, in this card with the traditional head shaved here. That's put in a little bit more of a religious aspect on it, but the symbology of it is that they're open to the knowledge that's being shared to them, that it's going right into that pineal gland, it's going right into the 2 hemispheres of the brain. They're willing to accept the staff of knowledge, the staff of wisdom, and the alchemy behind that, what works, the rituals that work, the herbs that work, the chanting that works, the breath work that works, all of those things that are grounded in nature's law, in things that can be applied to any aspect, whether it be physical living life or the within, or the without, or witnessing in others, the esoteric, mesoteric, and esoteric, all of those layers up and down and sideways, folding into the space of being able to apply the living wisdom, apply the knowledge to any given moment. This speaks to, with the 9 of Wands, you're really contracting in a little bit, and that's a little bit opposite to the energies of the Knight of Cups, but not really. Beforehand, I feel some of the Cancer zodiac might have been in that people-pleasing mode, struggling to be able to contract in without guilt, to go back to real time with self, real grounding in rituals that work for you, really importing all of the different wisdoms that you've already known or that you're learning about with that 9 of Wands, with those lessons learned, with that discernment. And you simultaneously, by contracting in the outer distractions and really taking in these messages with this Knight of Cups, you're in flow and contraction, just like the of the horse, of the beat, of the flow that you're in. So look at what works, look at what doesn't. And it seems like with it being this 5 in the middle and the 9 of Wands previous to it, that you're happy to let go as much as you are happy to take in for the current aspect of life that you're looking at, or for the current experience that you're having. All layers of life, you seem to be just going through quite methodically with these messages, what you need to let go of and what you need to hold on to, what you need to infuse more of yourself into, and what you need to remove your energy from. You really are in a really confident stride, Cancer, and I feel good about that for the people that I pick up have been in this lull, which is never easy, especially when you're so connected this way, especially when you're so intuitive this way naturally. the lulls don't feel nice. I can tell you that personally. So it's nice to read this. It's a happy energy, even with the abrasions, and it's just like it is what it is. It's okay. I learned from that. I'm at peace with that. I'm in flow again, and that's okay. That's how it feels, and that's a super energy to have right now, in the face of such adversity, in those rocky mountains behind the Nine of Wands, in the face of so much chaos, whereas the Hierophant is grounded in rituals, in nature's law, things that work, things that what compounds are required with what compounds to create a healthy living organism of this organism of this nature, of this type of plant, how much water is needed, how much air, the alchemy of it all, and how that applies to my spirit when I burn a physical herb, how that applies to my body when I ingest a physical herb, all of those layers of knowledge grounded in sturdy ritual. So the next card is a number 9, and that's why I'm smiling, because you've got these two nines against this Hierophant card. Now, the Nine of Pentacles speaks of sturdiness. It speaks of hard work being put in, and, you know, an abundance and a confidence in that abundance. It feels like a lot of you have even maybe limited yourself to this abundance by being afraid of repeating the same lessons over and over. So you almost get afraid of being comfortable, afraid of being at peace with that comfort. You get so afraid of attaining that because you're already afraid of how you may lose it again. And you've, with that Nine of Wands in the previous card, at the start of the reading, it's like you've done that, and you can have confidence in your stability and in your balance now, to have discernment again of who and what to share energy and physical means to, and who not to, and actually being very comfortable in this Knight of Wands to say no. And a lot of you have struggled with that, and to not feel that immense guilt and immense trauma, you know, when you feel like you're disappointing somebody. So with the lessons learned of a 9 where you're really battered and bruised, and you know you're in need of a real salt bath and a cleanse with the clary sage in there, and you know you need to be nurtured, you are getting nurtured because you're going back to ritual and steadiness. This is all about steady pace, all of these cards together. With that Hierophant card, you're going back to that ritual, what works, what doesn't, what is necessary, what is not. You know, a lot of you are letting go of organized religion, thinking, well, in the name of this organized religion, a lot of stuff's happening that is battering and bruising me and others, and it's just, it's not good enough. So you're able to let go of a lot of the fluff without throwing the baby out with the bathwater even. You know, that you're not, because that whole saying came about where the baby was bathed last, and the father would come in from farming, and he had to have the first bath to warm up and get clean so he didn't get infections, all of those things, the practical things. And then the mother did, and then the next child did, and then the next child. So the baby actually was in the dirtiest water, ironically. And so it was so muddy at the end. You wouldn't want to be throwing the baby out with the bath water when you emptied the tin bath. And that's where I've gotten that. I looked into it a while ago because my granny used to always say it, and I thought, what does that mean? Who would throw a baby out with bath water? Like, how would that ever work? I was thinking along the lines of plugs, and this saying did not come about when there was plugs. It was a can, it was a tub, it was something that you had to empty. So the muddying of the waters is no longer applicable. You're not afraid to let go, thinking if you let go of one aspect that you're going to lose everything, because there's this steadiness in self, going back to this ritual with this Hierophant card. And then coming into with comfortability and with peace about it, and without any guilt, a comfortability in your own right, in the physical, the pentacles, the things that you can feel, touch, enjoy, see, smell, and being able to take in the moment. Whereas this Nine of Wands, it feels like you haven't been able to take in the moment for a while, and you've stopped to take in the moment, but you're battered and bruised and tired. It's took a lot of strength to be that way. But then this nine on the other side, the last card, speaks of, look, she's got that bird on her hand. She's just resting on that abundance. She's not even taking note to count it. She's able to be so confident in it, in the steadiness of it, that she's able to take in the moment of the bird. So it's the same card. You didn't get that Nine of Pentacles for nothing. You did the Nine of Wands first. And because you did the Nine of Wands first, you can actually take in more of what there is to life, because you can actually take in the moments that are the real abundance, the nature around you, that you can actually take time to have your cells opened up like the cellulose of a leaf when the bird sings to you in the morning. You can do that for each other. The bird can really be helped by your heartbeat, your breath, and your song. So you got that because you did the Nine of Wands first. And when doing the Nine of Wands, you realized, I'm gonna contract in a bit. I'm gonna come in, back in. I'm gonna find out my ritual. I'm gonna find out what's good for me. Now, all of these added together is 23. In numerology, you would do the 2 and 3 together, and it brings you right back to that 5 in the middle. And that's really special with the 2 nines to me. That's really, really jumping out, in that it all comes back to your grounding in nature's rule book, in what works, in the alchemy of life for you, the rituals that work to hook you into that type of knowledge and wisdom, structure. And you see, that's why a lot of people go running back to institutions that are making money off the back. It's why a lot of people go running back to organized religion, because people do crave a certain sense of ritual. There's a reason everybody, our ancestors, religion itself has taken those rituals in order to garner the type of attraction and power, because we naturally, there's a reason that they did them. There's a reason to combine certain herbs. There's a reason for it on a spiritual level, a physical level, a microscopic level in the cell structures, that there was reasoning behind it. Even the repeating of a mantra, knowing how the brain takes that in, which is why we do nursery rhymes with children to help teach them. It's why we say the alphabet in a rhythmic way to teach them, because it goes in and it goes past sort of this first layer and into the subconscious, and it just works. So going back to that, you go out, you expand out, you come in, and in that contracting in, you're able to expand out into that Nine of Pentacles, not with guilt, not with the meek and mild consciousness of that you've been indoctrinated into, that you've got to give all you have away. No, you can be flowing it in, knowing you're flowing it in, and doing the actions to flow it this way as it flows that way, with confidence, with stride, this horse, with grace, with poise. And again, this Knight of Cups is enjoying himself, and so is his beast, so is his horse. This is an excellent reading, Cancerians. This is you're rocking it in the energies that we are in right now as well. You're rocking it. And this is what's needed for people to feel confident enough, knowing themselves enough, knowing the knowledge enough, for it to apply wisdom to it personally for them as an individual is exactly what we need, because this creates a self-determination. This reading speaks to me as a real self-determination of a self-actualization journey, of a being available to learn the lessons, but also being available to learn new lessons, but grounded in a very sturdy way, because that, again, they've deliberately built structures outside that only serve the outside, really, and put that money, those pentacles, in flow in the direction of the organization. But it works because people are in this chaos seeking out some sort of structure, something that is grounded. You're able to see past a lot of the external layers here, Cancer, and you're able to reach into, so what's the teaching behind that saying? What's the teaching behind that chant? What is the wisdom? Why do we talk about this herb and that herb in this circumstance in that way? You'll find it kills parasites, or it helps you embalm a body, and then you can go from there as to how that would apply to you today. What kind of compounds does that then? You know, this is what you're doing. You dive in deep. And I love seeing people successful and abundant, but I love seeing people confident in the two sides of the journey to get there, and keep yourself there and move forward again and repeat that cycle, but in a very rhythmic, graceful, flowing pattern that is actually of growth, of self-determination. You rock, Cancer. You rock. Thank you for listening. Thank you. I do appreciate you being here. Giving gratitude to you. Again, like, share, subscribe, or even thumbs down. I think that helps too. It's energy, isn't it? Wherever you put your energy, even in the algorithmic God's realm, they want that interaction, that energy, that investment somehow, some way. So help me out a bit there. Let's feed the monster a little bit, only to put the positive out here on a platform like this. Much love. Mwah. Stay blessed.